Hello friends, in this video we are going to see practical applications of Bernoulli's principle. So as per Bernoulli's equation, it tells you about the conservation of energy principle. So there are three important devices mentioned here like venturimeter, orifice meter and pitot tube. These three devices are exactly working on the Bernoulli's principle. So we are going to see one by one all the three devices mentioned here. Out of these three devices, venturimeter is most important. We have many questions from the venturimeter, and then we can say orifice meter and then pitot tube. Let's start with the venturimeter. Venturimeter is a device that is used to measure the rate of flow, that is discharge of fluid through a pipe. This device is based on the principle of Bernoulli's equation. So venturimeter is a device used for measuring the rate of flow or discharge. So this is the diagram given here for the venturimeter, you can see. So this is the pipe, actually this is the inlet main, this is the pipe, and this is the exit main. So venturimeter is connected between the pipe actually. So this is the inlet and outlet of the pipe, and in between this part from here to here it is your venturimeter. So we are having first part is converging section, also known as converging cone. Then we are having the throat. Throat is your minimum cross section area, and then diverging cone is there. These three parts are the important parts of venturimeter: diverging section, throat and converging section. So P1 is the pressure mentioned here near to converging cone where it starts, or you can say at the point where the manometer is given here, P1 point. Any point you can take on the streamline. So that will be your initial point. And P2 mostly we are taking on the throat. Where P1 and P2 we have to take, that depends upon the given question. By experience it will come actually. So first of all, P1 and P2, generally P2 is taken on the throat area and one point is here near to the inlet section. Z1, what is Z1? Z1 is the height of the center line of the pipe from the datum. This is the datum. Look at the bottom. And this is manometer, which is connected to the 2 points P1 and P2. Manometer is a device which measures the pressure. So you can see the level of liquid difference here. That height H is given here. H and Z1. Z1 and Z2 you can see both are same. So it can be cancelled in the Bernoulli's equation. So these all things are mentioned here in the diagram. So as you have seen in the diagram, it consists of three parts: short converging part, throat and long diverging part. Why the diverging part is long? Because diverging part is made longer in order to avoid the flow separation, correct? Because of flow separation there will be energy loss. So in order to avoid flow separation, divergent part is made longer compared to the convergent part of the venturimeter. Let's go to the next slide. So the most important part of the venturimeter is to find the discharge. Expression for rate of flow, or discharge through venturimeter. So discharge Q, general formula, you know that Q equal to area into velocity. What is the unit? Meter cube per second. Volume flow rate. This is also known as volume flow rate. Volume flow rate. So Q equal to, this is the formula we are getting after derivation. Q equal to A1 A2 divided by root under of A1 square minus of AT square into root under of T2GH. Correct. So what is A1 and A2? We have already seen the section 1 and 2. So A1 is the cross section area at inlet and A2 is the cross section area at the throat. Correct. I will write here A1 equal to cross section area at inlet of venturimeter, and A2 is cross section area at throat. Correct. And 2G is acceleration due to gravity and H is the head difference. H is the head difference between the point 1 and 2. Head difference. So what is the importance of this equation? Here also the unit is meter cube. per second. The above equation gives the discharge under ideal condition and is called as theoretical discharge. Very, very important. The above equation gives the discharge under ideal condition and is called as theoretical discharge. So what about actual discharge? Actual discharge will be lesser than the theoretical discharge and is given by Q equal to CD. This is the extra term. CD into A1 A2 root under A1 square minus of A2 square root under 2GH. Everything is same here except the new term CD. What is CD? CD is the coefficient of discharge for venturimeter. CD is the coefficient of discharge for venturimeter and value lies for between 0.9 to 99. This value 0.92 to 99 definitely helps you to verify your answer. Sometimes they will ask you to find the value of CD in the examination. What is the value of CD for venturimeter? This question is already asked in the examination. We'll go to the next one. Sometimes H value is not given in the question, then how you can find the H value? Correct? In the discharge equation for venturimeter, we have seen H, right? Head difference. How to find the head difference? There are two cases, case 1 and case 2. So in the case 1, the liquid in the manometer is heavier than the liquid flowing through the pipe. Correct? So the liquid in the manometer is heavier than the liquid flowing through the pipe. That means the liquid present in the manometer is heavy compared to the liquid which is flowing through the pipe. Then H can be found using this formula, H equal to X into SH by S naught. What is SH? SH is given here, specific gravity of the heavier liquid, H stands for heavy, and specific gravity of the flowing fluid, S naught, that is through the pipe, -1. And what is X? X is mentioned here, you can see difference of the liquid columns in the liquid column in the U-tube. X is the difference in the liquid column in the U-tube. So that is mercury difference or any other liquid is there. The difference of liquid in the two columns of manometer, X. Second case, the liquid in the manometer is lighter than the liquid flowing through the pipe. If the liquid present in the manometer is lighter compared to the liquid present in the pipe, in that case H is equal to X into 1 minus SL by S naught, that is lighter liquid by liquid flowing through the pipe. This specific gravity also you can replace by density, right? 1 minus rho L by rho naught, like same formula. But most of the time H will be given in the question. This is a very rare case, but then also it is explained here. Now the second one is orifice meter. So out of 3 important devices, the second one is orifice meter. Orifice meter or orifice plate. An orifice meter is a piece of equipment used to measure the rate of flow or flow rate. Same. What is flow rate? Discharge. Flow rate is your discharge of a gas or a fluid. It mainly consists of an orifice plate, about the construction, orifice plate housing and a meter tube. It mainly consists of orifice plate and orifice plate housing, that is outer covering, and a meter tube. So where is orifice plate? You can see here. This is orifice plate, orange color, orifice plate, and orifice diameter, the hole actually, correct? So I will draw here orifice diameter. You can see from here to here, red color line I have drawn. Orifice diameter. Through this particular gap, the liquid will pass. Okay. And a meter tube to meter the discharge actually. So this is the pipe diameter. You can see pipe diameter D, and orifice diameter which will be always less than the pipe diameter. So there's a pressure drop across the orifice. H head difference is given H value. So this value is given as H. Pressure drop actually. So here the pressure, if I will write, suppose I will write 1 here and 2 here, right? So I can say P2 is less than P1, pressure drop. That's why the liquid is going in the higher side. And vena contractor diameter, look at this. What is vena contractor diameter? Correct, this diameter, right? So where the contraction of the fluid is, you can see here this part, this is a vena contractor diameter. So the important point related to orifice meter is that number 1, it is a device used for measuring the rate of flow discharge through a pipe. It is a cheaper device compared to venturimeter. It is a cheaper device compared to venturimeter. Why? Because it consists of less number of parts and it is very simple in design and construction. Let's go and see the discharge formula for orifice meter. So in the construction, we are having one more point. It consists of a flat circular plate which has a circular sharp edged hole called orifice, which is concentric with the pipe. So it is almost same as your disc. Disc is also flat. It consists of a flat circular plate which has a circular sharp edged hole, and there will be a hole like this. I will draw the diagram. This is known as orifice or orifice. This is known as orifice or hole. So what is the diameter of the orifice? It is mentioned here. The orifice diameter is kept generally 0.5 to 0.8 times the pipe diameter, almost sometimes half. Okay, so 0.5 to 0.8 times the pipe diameter. The important one is your expression for rate of flow discharge through orifice meter. The formula is almost same like the venturi meter. What is the change here? You can see this is the directly actual discharge formula is given because CD is added here already. Actual discharge Q equal to CD into A naught A1 root under 2GH divided by root under of A1 square minus A naught square. So CD is very clear. It is mentioned here in the below. CD is coefficient discharge for orifice meter. CD is coefficient of discharge for orifice meter. Second one is A naught. A naught is the cross section area of the orifice. Correct. So this area I am talking about. This is your A naught, cross section area of the orifice, and A1 is the cross section area at the inlet of the pipe, where you can see D1 is written here in the diagram. Orifice meter parameters, it is mentioned here, right, in this figure. So here you can say definitely D1 is the diameter, so you can find area 5/4 D1 square. So that will give you A1, cross section area at inlet. H is the head difference between 1 and 2 point. So you can see definitely pressure tapping points, as we have also seen the last page actually. P1 and P2 pressure tapping points, D1 and D2. Look at this D2, very very important. D2, from D2 you can calculate A naught, correct? So A naught equal to 5/4 D2 square, or sometimes they will write 5/4 D naught also, D naught. Okay, and this is the Q is given discharge, and you can see the flow separation here. This is the flow separation. These are called EDs. These are called EDs. You'll see in the turbulence flow. So CD lies, what is the value of CD? CD lies between 0.64 to 66. CD lies between 0.64 to 66 for venturi meter. But it is very less than the CD lies between 0.64 to 66 for orifice meter. But it is very very less compared to venturi meter. Why? Look at the note. Coefficient of discharge for orifice meter is much smaller than venturi meter because of sudden contraction in cross section area. Sudden contraction in cross section area. Why? Because of sudden contraction, area will change suddenly. So this comes under minor loss definitely. So because of this one reason, the CD value is very very less compared to venturi meter. Let's go into the next slide. Pitot tube. Pitot tube is also very important. Pitot tube is also very important. You can see. So it is a device used for measuring the velocity. What is the use of pitot tube? Velocity of flow at any point, very important, in a pipe or a channel. It is a device used for measuring the velocity. But what is the use of earlier devices like venturi meter and orifice meter? To measure the discharge. So how to understand? Look at this diagram on the right hand side. Simple pitot tube. So pitot is, what is pitot actually? Pitot is your, when you write like this pitot, this is total pressure. TOT stands for total and P stands for pressure, total pressure. So we are having static pressure, dynamic pressure and total pressure. So three types of pressure we are having: static pressure, dynamic pressure and total pressure, also known as stagnation pressure. That is only we are going to discuss here. So simple pitot tube means it will measure the total pressure. The static source, it will measure the static head or static pressure, and pitot static combined, that is total pressure as well as static pressure, right? So both it is combined, concentric circles are there. You can see one will measure the static head, one will measure the total head, which is summation of static plus dynamic. Same thing it is mentioned here in this diagram. You can see, so this is a pipe. In the pipe, water is flowing in this direction, you can see. So first of all, we'll see the static pressure head or static tube actually. So this is the point where you can see the static tube is attached on the pipe, and I can see that there is some amount of liquid raised in the tube. This is because of the static pressure head, because the water present in the fluid will exert some pressure on the wall. So if you insert the tube here, the water will be raised in the tube, and that height will be used to calculate the static head. All the distances are measured from the center line. Very important. Whenever you are having a center line or pipe is there, all the distances measured from the center line. Very important point. So from the center line, this is written as static head. Look at this, static head, correct? And here dynamic head H. This is your dynamic head, right? This is your dynamic head. This difference you can see here, this height to this height. So what happens here? So stagnation point is here. So it works on the principle. It works on the principle that when the velocity at a point becomes zero, the pressure there is increased due to conversion of kinetic energy into pressure energy. So what will happen? All the kinetic energy at this point becomes zero, and the pressure will increase. Because of this pressure, the liquid will raise to some extra height in the tube, and that is given the H name here, and that is dynamic head. So H naught is the static head. You can see H naught static head, H is dynamic head, and capital H, which is mentioned here, stagnation or total head. Okay. Now how we can use in terms of equations? The static head, as I told you, static head plus dynamic head will give you total head or total pressure head. Static head, same it is written here, static head plus dynamic head equal to stagnation or total pressure head. Very important equation. So the static head is given by the symbol h naught plus h equal to capital H. So what is V? Velocity equal to root under 2gh. This formula we know that, and also in the coming section we are going to derive this formula V equal to root under 2gh using Bernoulli's equation itself. So if you are talking about some losses, then V equal to CV into root under 2gh. What is CV? CV is your coefficient of velocity. CV is your coefficient of velocity, whose value is mentioned here, 0.96 to 0.99. 0.96 to 0.99. So V equal to root under 2gh and V equal to CV into root under 2gh. So from this equation, you have to find the value of small letter h, substitute here, and calculate the velocity in meter per second. Look at the principle in the next slide about the pitot tube working principle. As already mentioned here, same point I want to repeat. If the velocity of flow at a point becomes zero, the pressure is increased there due to conversion of kinetic energy into pressure energy. The point at which the velocity of flow becomes zero is called as a stagnation point. Very important. Stagnation means rest, is known as stagnation point. The pressure at a stagnation point is called as total pressure or head or stagnation pressure head. So in the first diagram you can see H. This H is the dynamic head, and because of this dynamic head we are getting, when the kinetic energy becomes zero, there will be some rise in the liquid level in the tube. So P by rho g H, this is a static head you can see, and V square by 2g extra head dynamic head. So P by rho g plus V square by 2g static plus dynamic will get in total from here to here. Okay. So what is written as point number 1? Look at the left side. The liquid rises up in the tube due to conversion of kinetic energy into pressure energy, and the velocity is determined by the measuring the rise of liquid in the tube. Rise of liquid in the tube is h. From this h we can find velocity, which is root under of 2gh meter per second. So simple pitot tube is a tube for measuring the stagnation pressure only. You can see that's only one, and this is dynamic head. H is dynamic head. B is your static and extension tube together. So this is your static P by rho g, and P by rho g plus V square root 2g. That is static and stagnation. Stagnation is total. What is total? Static head plus dynamic head. Okay, thank you.